There's going to be a wider. I don't hear you. Hi at home, everybody. Near and far. Somebody's here. Welcome.
Good Friday evening, Spirit of Truth friends, Grace friends, those who are joining us who are our digital friends this evening, and any guest or visitor we have with us tonight. Welcome. Welcome to this, what is I'm calling an alternative Good Friday service. What you are about to experience tonight may be and feel very different from what you have been used to in the past for a service for this story in Holy Week. Tonight's service is actually a theatrical performance. So your participation is that you are, just by walking through those doors and sitting in this space with us tonight, you are participants in telling and owning and bearing witness to the story that we are to tell this evening. Another note that I would like to make this evening is that, as many of you know, we do share this year, particularly, a holy day with our Jewish brothers and sisters. And as Christians, the service of Good Friday can be a service that can help spread anti-Semitism. And that is not what we are about here tonight at Grace. We are here to tell this story where, like I said, we bear witness to what it is to be betrayed, what it is to be the betrayer. We are here to bear witness tonight that all humans know what it's like to forsake and to be forsaken, right? So I want us to honor that as Christians. Our story tonight is not to help spread anti-Semitism with our Jewish brothers and sisters, but to help increase the love in the world. Okay? Final note, we will not be taking a formal offering, but at the end of the performance, there will be 2 offering plates in the back, and as the performance comes to a complete end in darkness and silence, we are asking that you leave in silence. That is the point, is to go forth into the night bearing witness to the reflection of the story told. And as you leave the sanctuary and go into your cars and drive home, you can place your offering in the basket on your way out. But let us start this evening, because it was night.
Do not withhold your mercy from me, O Lord. May your love and your truth always protect me. For troubles without number surround me, and my sins have overtaken me, and I cannot see. They are more than the hairs of my head, and my heart fails within me.
Be pleased, O Lord, to save me. O Lord, come quickly to help me. May all who seek to take my life be put to shame and confusion. May all who desire my ruin be turned back in disgrace.
Yet I am poor and needy. May the Lord think of me.
You are my help and my deliverer. O my God, do not delay.
The pain didn't stop. No matter what he did, Judas could barely lift himself off the ground. It was as if a tremendous weight was sitting on his chest. He felt like he could barely breathe. He leaned against the door of the house of Caiaphas. His hands felt like they weighed 100 pounds each. When he knocked on the door, the ache in his knuckles passed through his body and he nearly collapsed. The door opened, and Judas could tell, by the way the servant stared at him, that he must have looked as bad as he felt. Judas was led through a hall. The servant constantly had to stop and wait for Judas to catch up. The servant took him into a room where the chief priest sat on the floor around the table. Judas didn't even recognize the voice that came out of his own mouth. "What will you give me if I bring Jesus to you?" They whispered to each other. It didn't take them a full minute. The oldest of the priests stood and counted out 30 pieces of silver into Judas's hands. In spite of the cold of his skin, the coins were so hot he thought surely they would brand his palms. When he stepped into the night, he took a deep breath and filled his lungs with air. It was the first deep breath he'd taken since he'd made his decision. He stood tall, and the pain in his chest and bones was gone. The throbbing in his head had subsided, but the coins still felt hot in his hands. He dumped them into a small leather pouch and tied it to his belt. He couldn't help hearing the coins jingle when he started walking down the dark road. It was an annoyance at first, but soon he was able to ignore it.
Save me, O God.
Save me, O God.
Save me, O God.
Save me, O God. For the waters have come up to my neck. I sink in the miry depths, where there is no foothold. I have come into the deep waters.
The floods engulf me.
The floods engulf me.
The floods engulf me.
The floods engulf me. I am worn out calling for help. My throat is parched. My eyes fail, looking for my God. Those who hate me without reason outnumber the hairs on my head. Many are my enemies without cause. Those who seek to destroy me. I am forced to restore what I did not steal.
But I pray to you, O Lord,
in time of your favor.
in your great love, O God.
Answer me.
Answer me!
Answer me.
Answer me! With your sure salvation. Rescue me from the mire. Do not let me sink. Deliver me from those who hate me, from the deep waters. Do not let the flood waters engulf me, or the depths swallow me up, or the pit close its mouth over me.
Answer me, O Lord.
Answer me, O Lord!
Answer me, O Lord.
Answer me, O Lord! Out of the goodness of your love, in your great mercy, turn to me.
Do not hide your face from your servant. Answer me quickly, for I am in trouble. Come near and rescue me. Redeem me because of my foes.
You know how I am scorned, disgraced, and shamed. All my enemies are before you. Scorn has broken my heart and has left me helpless. I looked for sympathy, but there was none, for comforters, but I found none. They put gall in my food
and gave me vinegar for my thirst.
Peter was the only one they called the Rock. He was the strong one. He was the one who all the others leaned on when they began to question their beliefs. But on this night, when Jesus put his hands on Peter's shoulders, there was pain in the Messiah's eyes. He was hurt. His face had become heavy and no longer looked like he'd be able to smile again. Peter, he said, tonight you will deny 3 times that you even know me. Peter's first response was that of disbelief. He knew there was no way he would deny his friend. But then he saw the Savior's eyes. He knew it was true. He knew. Peter's face then looked determined. He would prove him wrong. He would hide. He would go someplace where there were no people. He couldn't betray someone if there was no one to talk to, right? Right?
Do not remain silent, for wicked and deceitful men have opened their mouths against me. They have spoken against me with lying tongues. With words of hatred they surround me. They attack me without cause. In return for my friendship, they accuse me. But I am a man of prayer. They repay me evil for good, and hatred for my friendship.
But you, O sovereign Lord, deal well with me for your name's sake. Out of the goodness of your love, deliver me. For I am poor and needy, and my heart is wounded within me. I fade away like an evening shadow. I am shaken off like a locust. My knees give way from fasting. My body is thin and gaunt. I am an object of scorn to my accusers. When they see me, they shake their heads.
Help me, O Lord my God. Save me in accordance with your love. Let them know that it is your hand, that you, O Lord, have done it. They may curse, but you will bless. When they attack, they will be put to shame. But your servant will rejoice. My accusers will be clothed with disgrace and wrapped in shame as in a cloak.
With my mouth I will greatly extol the Lord. In the great throne I will praise him, for he stands at the right hand of the needy one.
To save his life from those who condemn him.
In the garden, Jesus told his friends to sit and wait for him while he prayed. He walked just a few yards away before falling to his knees. He leaned against a large stone and pressed his face on the surface. The night air had become cool, and so was the stone. The sweat on his face and his hands began to chill him. Finally, Jesus lifted himself on his knees and pressed his hands tightly, so tightly together that his knuckles turned white. Abba, Father, he said, if it is possible, I don't want to die like this. But if you want me to, I will. Jesus closed his eyes. He prayed so hard that blood began to seep from his pores, from the pores of his skin, and fall to the ground like thick clots of blood.
From day soothe my doubt and calm all my fear, and it dries all of my tears. Oh yes it does. The love that gives me strength from day to day, it will never lose its power. Oh Lord, yes it will. I know it reaches to the highest mountain. Yes it does. And I know it flows to the lowest valleys. Oh yes, oh the love that gives me strength from day to day, it will never lose. Oh, its power. Oh, never lose its power. It'll never lose its power. My Lord, it's got power to save, power to heal. Jesus' blood will never lose its power. My. There is a fountain filled with blood, and it's flowing from Emmanuel's veins. I said it will never lose its power. No, it will never lose its power. Hey, it's got power to save, power to heal. Talking about the blood of Jesus, you'll never lose its power. No, it will never lose. It will never
Do you refuse to speak to me?
Pilate asked.
Don't you realize that I have power either to free you or to crucify you?
Jesus answered, "You would have no power over me if it were not given to you from above. Therefore, the one who handed me over to you is guilty of a greater sin." From then on, Pilate tried to set Jesus free, but the crowd kept shouting, "If you let this man go, you are no friend of Caesar's." And he anyone who claims to be a king opposes Caesar.
What is it this man did to you? I have found him guilty of nothing. He is not a revolutionary. He is no prophet. He is a danger to no one. Have I not given you Barabbas? What has this man done? I will whip him. Will that satisfy you? But what has he done? There is no need to crucify him. What has he done? Fine, he's yours. I wash my hands of his blood. This is not my doing. You will take responsibility for his death.
My God, why have you forsaken me?
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 Why are you so far from saving me? So far from the words of my groaning? Oh my God, I cry out by day, but you do not answer. By night, you are silent. Yet you are throned as the Holy One. You are the praise of Israel. In you our fathers put their trust. They trusted and you delivered them. They cried to you and were saved. In you they trusted and were not disappointed.
But I am a worm and not a man.
Not a man. Not a man.
Not a man.
Not a man.
Not a man.
Not a man.
Scorned by men and despised by people. All who seek me mock me. They hurl insults, shaking their heads.
He trusts in the Lord.
Let the Lord rescue him,
Let him deliver him.
since he delights in him.
Many bulls surround me. Surround me.
Surround me.
Surround me.
Surround me.
Surround me.
Surround me.
Strong bulls of Bashan encircle me. Roaring lions tearing their prey. Open their mouths wide against me. I am poured out like water. All my bones are out of joint.
My heart has turned to wax.
It has melted away within me.
My strength is dried up like a potsherd.
And my tongue sticks to the roof of my mouth.
You lay me in the dust of death.
Dogs have surrounded me. A band of evil men has encircled me. They have pierced my hands and my feet. I can count all my bones. People stare and gloat over me. They divide my garments among them.
And cast lots for my clothing.
When they came to the place that is called the Skull, they crucified Jesus there with the criminals, one on his right and one on his left. Then Jesus said,
Father, forgive them, for they do not know what they are doing.
and they cast lots to divide his clothing. And the people stood by, watching. But the leader scoffed at him, saying, He saved others. Let him save himself if he's the Messiah of God, his chosen one. The soldiers also mocked him, coming up and offering him sour wine, and saying, If you are the King of Jews, save yourself. There was also an inscription over him, This is the King of the Jews. One of the criminals who were hanged alongside of him kept deriding him and saying, Are you not the Messiah? Save yourself and us. But the other rebuked him, saying, Do you not fear God, since you are under the same sentence of condemnation? And we indeed have been condemned justly, for we are getting what we deserve for our deeds. But this man has done nothing wrong. Then he said, Jesus, remember me when you come into your kingdom. Jesus replied,
Truly, I tell you, today you will be with me in paradise.
It was now about noon, and darkness came over the whole land until 3 in the afternoon. While the sun's light failed, and the curtain of the temple was torn in two, then Jesus, crying with a loud voice, said,
Father, into your hands I commit my spirit.
Having said this, he breathed his last.
Were you there when they crucified tomb. Were you there when they laid him in the tomb? Oh, sometimes it causes me to tremble, tremble, tremble. Were you there